You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 216.
216 in honor of Black History Month. I'm Ralph Abernathy because I'm fighting for you hoes' freedom.
Hey, talk about it. Hey, happy Black History Month, bro. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph across the social media platforms.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Also, special shout out to WDJYFM 99.1 in Atlanta.
ATL, ho.
Shout out to OS Gang down there in Georgia. Yeah, my guy.
Yeah.
Mic
Yeah,
check.
Yeah.
My guy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Rest is upon me. Like, I've been resting a lot, as you know, because they cut off the faucet. Like, we talked about that in pre-production. I'm a working man, and
Yeah,
I like working too much sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Use this time to recharge, my guy. Use it to recharge.
I don't want to hear that.
Look, you are look. You know already. You filling out your time. You went out last night. I seen it.
Hey, look, man.
Fresh fit.
Yeah, man. Hey, all that overtime stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that overtime.
Sometimes you gotta enjoy the fruits of your labor.
You're right, man. But yeah, I did go out. It was just a nice bar situation. Me and the wife. It's a museum. Downtown St. Louis, where it's like an art museum hotel situation.
Okay.
And you can go down there and kick it, get some drinks, walk around, look at nice art pieces, Black history pieces too, because it's February. So a lot of Black art was in the thing. It was really, really dope.
That's what's up, man.
Really dope. So I'm walking around with my old fashioned,
Yeah.
this is dubious. You know what I'm saying? Saying that shit.
Uncle activities. I love
Pretty
it.
much.
No, I love it. Do you know how long the exhibit's gonna be up?
Well, I mean, I don't know because I didn't ask. It wasn't no like curator or anything. It was just like, the gallery's that way. I bet.
Got you. Self exploration.
Pretty much.
I like it.
So it was cool, man. No, it was cool vibe though, man. For sure.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. Hey,
what about you, man? How you feeling?
I'm here.
Oh,
nah, man. I'm saying work is working. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get those calls about tax returns. It's like, I don't even know if I want to do that this year, but can't really pass up the money.
Cook the books, man. No.
Now when it comes to all of that, I said last week was allegedly. I was joking. It was off the dome. It's entertainment. Disclaimer, all that. But no, yeah. I'm good, man. I do want to shout out the East St. Louis Community Tennis Association. We hosted a Mix It Up Burgers tournament for people 40 and over last night, and I kind of got pushed into like the tournament director role where I'm facilitating, making sure all the matches go smoothly. Everybody gets on the court and gets their tennis balls and things like that, and reporting scores and stuff. So it was fun. We had a great turnout. I think we had about 28 people. And everything went off without a hitch. Honestly, we had food. It was great. And then actually last weekend we hosted a junior tournament. I was out of town, so I wasn't able to be there. But I think we had about 30 junior players to play in our tournament as well. So it was dope, man. And the organization is growing, and I'm hoping we can host more tournaments outdoors this spring and summer. So stay tuned for that, man. So that's what's up. Maybe a good volunteer opportunity for the frat. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk. But
we'll talk.
Yeah, but again, I'm on my grown man.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you this: since you didn't listen to the diss track from last week with Nicki or Meg, I should say, were you able to kind of catch up with any of that?
Oh, I did. So I listen to Hiss and I listen to Bigfoot.
Okay, react.
Right. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Megan 1-0.
Okay.
Both did. Megan's diss track was slightly better than Nicki's.
Yeah.
Nicki's diss track was. She started off with bars. I'm not gonna lie, but I think at her age, at this point in her career, she leans too much on the voices, like the extra voices, and the beat selection for this particular track was not.
You
great.
talking about Nicki or Meg?
Nicki.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I missed.
Oh yeah,
okay,
sorry.
I missed that.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Meg 1-0. Meg has since gone on to announce her album and a tour, I believe, and it seems as if Nicki has more things in the tuck for Meg. I think this is going to be a year-long beef. I think they're going to be going back and forth all year, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it was just a love tap from both. I think they both have more in the tuck. We'll see as it kind of plays out, but I have nothing. Because I think at the point we recorded, Bigfoot wasn't out.
Correct.
So
either that or it was just dropping or something.
Yeah,
but either way, yeah, we didn't get a chance to listen to
right,
it. Right,
we ain't miss. Y'all ain't miss no hot take from me on that, so it's okay.
That's funny.
But speaking of that, man, what do you think about Benny Butcher? Since we were just talking about music, what you think about that? Benny Butcher dropped his debut album on a major label. Was it Everyone Can't Go?
Yeah. Yep.
What you got for it?
I really enjoy the album, and honestly, I think that's a great hip hop album to start the year, especially with last year's hip hop albums being somewhat lackluster. Like there may have been like 3 or 4 like really really good ones out of the many that dropped.
Yeah.
So I think Benny put a lot of people on notice. Like I think the album was really really good, like really really good. So
yeah, I think the album is good, but I don't think it changes anything for Benny. I don't think it. If this is supposed to be commercial, where's the commercial? Like, where's that? You know what I'm saying?
As far as what exactly?
Like what does a commercial album sound like to you? Or does it sound like any Benny the Butcher, Tanner Talk 8? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing sound different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good, you know what I'm saying? But we put all this hype into believing that it was going to be something different because he got signed to Def Jam. Yeah, he got a song with Snoop. I hear that. Yeah, it's cool, but... It's still
a lot of what Benny does anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with him still being himself when we get to Def Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You suppose, we want that from all our artists. We want them to remain the same. But, what was the difference between this album with Santa Talk 4 and Everyone Can't Go?
You don't think this was even from the plugs I met, right? The first one. You don't think this is a step up or evolution from that?
No.
No? Interesting.
No, I love niggas when they rap and they sell drugs. Don't get me wrong, but we're supposed to put more stake into this because it's Def Jam backed. I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear the Def Jam in the album.
You know how we felt about when we heard Killer Mike's album.
Okay.
That's how you know money is in it.
That's a point. Okay, that's a point.
Killer Mike didn't sacrifice nothing but money and a few more features. That's all I got for it.
All right, say
but the album is good.
I'm not
no, trust me. I will. There are songs on this album that I will definitely replay. Don't get me wrong. So it's that part. But we're talking about commercial. Like what is this gonna do for Benny? There's no radio single. No, maybe Big Dog, Lil Wayne. Maybe maybe the Snoop song.
Yeah, those might be the two. But yeah, from the rest of the album, I get it. Yeah. And even with like Westside Gun and Conway, like
that song is truly Griselda, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not even talking about the song. I'm talking about them as individual artists. I feel like they've made more mainstream strides than Benny has. I'll put that in quotes.
And Benny is supposed to be the one, right?
He's supposed to be the Quavo.
He the one signed to Def Jam, not them.
He turned out to be Offset.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Right, my bad.
Well, hey man, what we doing, man? Off the dome.
Off the dome. That's funny.
It's funny, man. We were just talking about rap, so let's use this as an example. We just talking about commercial and all that stuff. So I think I probably asked this question before, and it may have been reworded. So forgive me, OS. If you want to go through the OS archives and check me,
go for it.
Go for it. But my question is simply like, if you were a rapper, right? Would you rather be not the superstar that sells out the arenas? Would you rather be somebody consistently that has put out singles and they hit, or would you rather have someone that has like the consistent catalog but no one really knows who you are? And I got like examples, right? Like Currency, Freddie Gibbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consistent catalogs.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody can tell me a Currency or Freddie Gibbs song that's made it to radio. Not even a guest verse, right? But would you consistently put out singles where you like a Jack Harlow or a Tyga, right? Somebody that constantly puts out a single, and it definitely pops. Like, if you ask the most, like, random person on the street to sing me a Jack Harlow or Tyga song, not to say that they would know who they are, but they can identify the song being played because they make target music. We'll get to that. But so, like, that's basically like the area of rap you would be in. Do you be the person that only makes consistently good albums and they have their fan base, they have their niche over here? Or do you just make commercial strides and like your singles are always gonna pop?
That's it's a really good question. So, me personally, I would I would choose longevity over, I guess, the quick dollar, being able to get on the festival stages and get a bag. So for me personally, I'm going have that consistent catalog, something that I can lean back on. Like, yeah, I'm making these albums. They may not hit with the masses, but I got my cult following. So today I could go on the tour. I can go on tour, maybe smaller venues, but I could still go on tour, and I'm gonna have my core fan base. I could chill out for a minute, sell some merch, and then maybe in 5, 6, 7 years, I could go back on tour with these same songs because I know my fan base is going to be out there because they haven't seen me in a while. Yeah. So, and I feel like making those bodies of work feels better in the long run. Like, I mean, not a lot of people can make hits and, you know, keep going like that. But the people that can, like, it's cool. But at some point, all of that's going to dry out. Like, get your money. But I'm saying, like, Ice Spice, like, I don't see her lasting for a long time, right? Like, I know she has an EP, but her singles are keeping her hot in the moment. But a year, 2 years from now, will she still be able to produce the way that she has? I don't think so. I mean, maybe she'll prove me wrong, but it's not something that I would want for my career. I would want the longevity.
Okay. Now, if I make a song, I want somebody to know I made it. That's the part too, right? Like, I think that I can still withstand to make more money if I'm consistently dropping these chart-topping singles, right? Because the reason I use Tyga and Jack Harlow, because when they drop a song, it drops. Like not saying everyone is like the consistent hit, but like they stay with one.
It's true.
It's true. So it's like if you stay with one, it's like, But even like Cardi, right? Cardi dropped her album, but you can consider, like, Money may not be Bodak Yellow, but Money is a hit.
Money is a hit. WAP was a hit.
WAP was a hit. Bongo, I hated hit. I mean, the song that she had on DJ Khaled, right? I forgot what the joint was, right? But that consistently got to radio. So it's kind of like, damn, I can just keep one off on these niggas. Get my and then rap is different than compared to where we are. I mean, where we were 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So true. I can always feel like, okay, yeah, I may not have a body of work that people care about, but I keep dropping these singles and I can like leverage it into other things.
Also true. Now that's true, but that takes the work. Cardi, she got the team to put in the work for it. Tyga, same thing, right? Jack Harlow, I know he got DJ Drama, but as of right now, because he dropped something last year that kind of just fizzled out, right?
It was like an EP, but I wouldn't consider it was like that, the push of an album, right? Like, we've talked about Jack Harlow albums and things like that. Not really the music that we would gravitate to all the time, but if you told me just play one Jack Harlow song, okay, I can do that.
Right.
Like, but if you talking about that,
too, you're right.
If you ask me for a whole listen to a whole album, I was like, that's rough, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, or even Tyga, like Tyga got songs that I work out to, so it's like I'm not.
Damn. No, I mean, listen. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I don't know. I think
and the thing is, I dated 4 people that I fuck with, so it was like kind of like, so I wouldn't feel like I was shitting on one. Space or another.
For sure. Nah, that's what's up. Dope question. All right, so for my off the dome, I recently watched Bun B on 85 South Show.
Okay.
Really, really super dope interview, right?
Yeah.
And he got to the point where I think one of them asked him something about Pimp C. He went into this whole thing about Pimp C. He got real emotional. It was real dope.
Okay.
But Bun B got to the point where he was mentioning, like, if Pimp C was still here today, the artist that he think he will work really well with. So he mentioned Drake, he mentioned Future, he mentioned a lot of other people
Yeah.
And how he thinks that Pimp C would be able to really make some great music with those artists.
Okay.
So it got me to thinking, and I wanted to ask you, what deceased artists, if they were here today, who do you think they would collab well with?
Okay.
And I could give you my answer if you need time. So for me, and this maybe is kind of a cheat code, so you can use it as a cheat code. But this artist already has a song with the artist that's alive. So Pop Smoke and Migos. They got a song called "Light It Up" on Culture 3, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like that song was super fire. I think the way the Migos rap translates well to drill music, and then Pop Smoke, Pop Smoke was Pop Smoke in the moment. He was catching fire, heating up, had fire songs, right? So them being able to collab, at least on that song, was super dope, and I think they would have made a lot of great music together.
I would have loved to see Big with a Southern artist, right? It doesn't really matter because Big was such a chameleon with his flow, and not in a way that I kind of give Drake shit, but like a way that you remember how Big flowed on Notorious Thugs?
Oh yeah.
Okay, him and Migos could definitely do a song.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Like Big and Migos, and I know, Big would never do no song. Yes, he would have. Shut up.
Absolutely.
Yes, the fuck he would.
Most of your New York artists, East Coast artists, did songs with people from the South.
Or would have started. I know, but Big was part of the forefront of that. Like, I know, well, he started venturing out because you could see it. If he was starting to do songs with Midwest and West Coast people, or at least attempting to, what makes you think the South?
Come on.
What makes you think the South wasn't
next?
Yeah. Or maybe a Big and like an Andre 3000, the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, Big and Outkast, because I don't want to leave Big Boy out there. No, for real, man.
I get
I get tired of niggas doing Big Boy like that.
You think Biggie would have rapped over Andre playing the flute? No.
Nah. No.
That's funny.
But nah, definitely Big and like Southern artists for sure. You know what I'm saying?
I mess with that. That's what's up, man.
No, man, that was off the dome, people. If you could pick one space and rap, if you wanted to be a person that just raps and makes albums and nobody really knew who you were, but you have a consistent fan base, or would you take the consistent single route and everybody knows who you are?
Yep. And then what deceased artists do you think would collab well with the artist that's still with us? Let us know.
Man, dope off the dome, man. But, man, let's get into this OS family and King Cole.
Yeah, it's okay.
we got topics here on the OS news docket, man. Let's start here first. Man, Drake and J.Cole have started their tour. It was a blur. It all was a blur.
It's all a blur.
It's all a blur.
We'll go with that.
It's coming here in St. Louis soon, and then the set list has leaked. Is it a leak? Or is that official? Like, it feel like that's fan made shit, right? No. Set lists are not leaked.
Well, this is the thing. I think it came from somebody that was at the show, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you could call it a leak because I guess like the set list should be only at the show, but you're leaking it for everyone else to see. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll call it a leak.
Well, set lists are always leaked for these big concerts, but long story short, the set list is here, and we have to discuss. Johnny, what do you have to say for the Drake J. Cole set list?
So the way that the tour was built, right?
Yeah.
It already looked like it was a Drake concert featuring J. Cole. Not gonna lie to you. Just the way all that.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured that J. Cole wouldn't have as long of a set list as Drake.
Yeah.
I didn't think this shit was gonna be that short. I didn't think it was gonna be that short. Out of maybe 50 total songs, J. Cole might have 10, if that. And that's including the 2 that he got with Drake. And the reason I'm going is to see Cole because I haven't seen Cole live in person. So that's the main reason I'm going. I really don't care to see Drake. Now, of course, Drake got hits that I'm a jig to and get up and rap and all that, but I really don't care to see him live. I don't. I just don't.
Absolutely.
But man.
Yeah, that is a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, because it feels like it could definitely be 50-50 or Watch the Throne type situation, you know, where they split the bill, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying they have an album together. That would have been nice, but for you to be Drake's peer, y'all never beef, none of that shit. That is your peer. That is not your big homie. That's not your big bro. Drake's reach is further than Cole, but you guys are peers. You guys are here on the rap stratosphere. It's y'all and Kendrick and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, bro. Like, you little bro yourself. And I hate to say that because Cole's my man. Jermaine Lamar Cole.
Jermaine.
Right. But it's when I think even people that aren't fans of like J.Cole in that way, they was like, hey, I know he got more songs than that. Like,
yeah, no, it's true.
It's kind of disgusting.
I know. And thinking about it more, right? I wonder if, however the conversation came about between them two going on tour together, maybe, and this is just my train of thought. Yeah. J. Cole said, you know what? Let me just tag along, get this short set list off to prepare myself for my tour, because J. Cole himself hasn't been on a full tour since the off season, and that was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, right?
So maybe this is him getting back in shape for his own tour, because of course he's going to perform at Dreamville Fest, which I think is in April this year. Mm-hmm. But I'm imagining that his new album is going to drop sometime soon. Maybe you'll be surprised. What's up?
I like to say something. Why would he have to get himself back in tour shape?
I don't know. I know. That. I was it's just my training.
I know you.
I'm trying to make it make sense.
Because it won't. Because if Kendrick just come back out and do shows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick ain't been out here in 5-6 years. He just pop out and say, hey, I'm at this arena. Come see me. And it's the best thing that people lauded that tour.
Man, look, I didn't go to the tour, but I seen it when it was on Amazon Music. Shoot, hey, I'm just saying. But
he's at that level. He don't have to be on somebody else to get the shit off.
I was really trying to make it make sense. And
no, it's not. That's not it. That's not it. Because it's cold. Like, this is cold.
I know.
I wouldn't expect this one like Wale, Big Sean, none of them. Even though I consider them all like decent musically or great musically. Yeah. But I wouldn't know. Like, no, hell no. Like, no, we're not doing this.
So is no way that we could spin this in J. Cole's favor at all.
And listen, we're both J. Cole fans equally.
Absolutely.
But
no. I tried. I tried.
No. But like, how did this happen? Like, and we know no one's seen Drake when it comes to hits. Like, I get that, right? But there's a lot of Drake hits that can be left on the floor, like left on the table.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure. I don't know, man. But what I will say is, even though J. Cole does have a shorter set list than Drake, I do anticipate the performance of Cole's set list to be better than Drake's whole thing. So we'll see. Listen, I'll come back with a full report, after I go. So, I'm coming here. I ain't gonna hold back. I'll be wet. Listen, I'll be waiting to hate on Drake. I'll do.
Well, hey man,
it's been a while. I feel like
you ain't the only person, because clearly, man. We didn't talk about this when it happened, but let's segue into the next topic about Mos Def, or Yasin Bey, I should say. He recently did a sit-down interview. I can't remember who the young lady was.
I can't hear me either.
But she asked him a direct question about if Drake was hip-hop or not. Why did that question come up? Which was like weird. And then like his response was so hilarious.
It was.
And then it went left. Like, started talking about capitalism and all kind of stuff. Like, not to say that some of those things didn't matter, but it's just like, hey, where we going with this? And I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion on social media and group chats and wherever, but let me ask the question, do you think Mos Def was hating?
No. And the reason I say that is because of context, right? Mm-hmm. To me, because I watched the clip when it came out. I haven't seen it since, but from what I remember, it seemed as if the way the interview was happening, Mos Def was getting in a position where he became really comfortable. Like, we don't see Mos Def do interviews, like ever, right? Not at all. So I'd imagine, at least at first, that it was somewhat awkward for him. But as conversation flowed, as they talk about whatever they're talking about, he becomes more comfortable. And I believe that we don't really know a lot of these artists' personalities for real. Like, we only see what they show us on social media or other interviews. So I think at that point, he was just in his I'm about to be goofy bag. Like how you and I would sit and talk on the couch, like just about whoever or whatever, right? Insert jokes here and there. So many skews. Like, that shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious. So, no, I don't think it was hating. I think in the moment he just felt Like he was able to just be himself and joke as if he was talking to one of his friends, Talib Kweli or whoever else, right?
Yeah.
So no, I don't really think it was hate.
I think it's a little bit of both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he has truth to what he's saying, but then again, like the Target line, that was hate. Like, because rap gets played in Target. It's not just Drake, right? Like, Jay could get played in Target. Low key, Miss Fat Booty could get played in Target.
Oh, for sure.
So what are you saying when you say that? So that's where the hate comes. Like so many excuses. Like, hey, that shit was hilarious. Like, I'm not holding you. That is hilarious. But
funny.
I think that's the hate part, right? Everything he said up until like. The joking, like, that was the hate. Just not I don't consider it like big hate, but it was like it's some in there.
Goofy hate.
It's still hate though. Like, but the funny part is that this often happens when it comes to Drake. We get these conversations about is he hip hop, blah 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 blah. I think he's just transcended to what hip hop is, which is more broad and more pop, more this, more that. But his essence has always been that.
His essence has always been hip hop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like from the core of Drake, right? Comeback season to now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, comeback season to whatever you want to cut off his,
his hip hopness.
His hip hopness. He was freestyling over like Lil Brother and J Dilla beats. Like, come on, man. Like we have to stop that.
I mean, points are being made.
Drake was a backpacker when he first came out.
Yeah. And I mean, how is that any different from any other hip hop artist when they do hit a certain stature and they start crossing over and they start doing songs with Dua Lipa, Imagine Dragons, and all these other people? So I get it, but
yeah, because I'm about to say is the baby gets played in Target. Like, like now you said Dua Lipa because he got this on Dua Lipa. So, but just kind of getting to what
Ariana Grande and shit.
Okay.
So
Lil Duval made a post after Mos Def posted a picture of himself in I want to say a kilt. I think it's probably another name because of Mos Def's religion. I know he's not Scottish, so it's not a kilt. You want to read the caption?
Sure. Okay. All right, so this was Lil Duval on Instagram, and he posted the picture of Mos Def in his outfit. I don't know what to call this. But anyway, so Lil Duval says, and I quote, but he just said Drake music ain't hip hop, and I'm reading this how he wrote it. Yeah. So typos, yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't think his backpacking rapping friends would say this hip hop either. We all are walking contradictions and hypocrites, end quote. I don't know about that.
React.
I don't know about that because wasn't it a wave recently, maybe a few years ago, of, and I'm only going to call out Atlanta rappers because I feel like it was the majority of them.
Yeah.
Atlanta rappers wearing non-traditional garments. Let me just say that, right? Like dresses and
Young Thug had a whole dress on his album cover.
So
Jeffrey,
right. And I don't now, you correct me if I'm wrong because my memory can be bad sometimes. Was there any major backlash? I know there was like social media backlash, but like major backlash from his peers and also people like Lil Duval when he came out and
let's say it was Young Thug. Outside of social media discourse, no.
Okay. And I feel like maybe Gunna didn't wear a dress or anything like that, but he definitely pushes the limits of fashion, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Again, if do your thing. I ain't it is what it is. I don't know nothing about fashion. I ain't been to Paris, so I guess I'm not understanding what Lil Duval is really trying to say here. Like, is it that he's just trying to cape for Drake? Like, what is it really going on?
Before I say he's caping for Drake, because I think he is. So I'm gonna get that over there.
Cool.
Get that over there. But it speaks to him wanting to be ignorant on the situation for the sake of a joke.
Okay.
That's how I take that, right?
Okay.
Because I know that Mos Def is Muslim.
Okay, got you.
I know that.
Got you.
And there are some garbs. I'm pretty sure if you look it up, the boots is wild, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if I became stout in my religion, maybe I would wear something like that too. Like, I think I'm just a little bit more open-minded to the situation, right? But I think Lil Duval was cut off on the fact that he said that he's not hip hop, and then secondly, well, Drake is not hip hop, and then secondly, where you kind of go with where he used to be, like the backpack situation.
Yeah.
They would never go for that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
So you got to think about those two aspects, and then that's what you got on in the next picture that you post on Instagram. So I can understand there's a layer of jokes, and then you want to say he's a hypocrite, but I don't see it in that way.
Neither do I. And I mean,
I just don't see it in that way, right?
And I understand hip hop as a culture, like fashion is a big part of it, right? Cool. But again, like you were saying, Mos Def is Muslim, so we don't even know if this plays into his religion, what he has to wear for certain periods of the year, like all that kind of stuff. But also, I've seen people in way worse outfits. Now, don't get me wrong. This shit this don't look the best.
That's crazy.
But I've seen people in much worse. But only because he just recently had this back and forth with Drake that we're really talking about this.
Listen, if he never said that shit about Drake, Lil Duval never posted that picture.
Absolutely not. I agree. I agree.
That's where it's like you're caping for Drake. Now, if Drake said this, I would be like, yeah. Like, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to him, Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, because it's kind of like Drake can do that because he came at me.
Right.
But when you doing it, it's like you're caping for another grown man. And this is the part that I hate about the Aubrey Angels, even though I'm a pseudo Aubrey Angel myself. The part that I hate is that no one can critique him. It's like they're always hating, right? Jay too old, Kanye too crazy, Pusha T ain't sold enough albums. Who else? He's a weirdo. Like
been type.
It's Joe Budden Joe Budden's a failure. Like no one can say anything to Drake. Well, goddamn, who can? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who can say something to him? Who can say anything about him?
And then what?
Because it's like anytime they do, they discredit, and that's part of the discrediting right there.
And why? What is it about Drake that, like, why is it like that? Like,
well,
I don't understand.
Well, the reason, and kind of getting back to what Mos Def was saying about him and his songs being played in Target, Drake's music has lacked a lot of soul in a long time, right? It's been captions, it's been bars and captions, right? He hasn't really tried to push the needle of somebody that is the best rapper. Mm-hmm. So the best rapper, it comes with that territory. You have to do something different. Mm-hmm. Like you can't stay in the same pocket forever, right?
Right.
So Drake gets that hate because he's allowed to stay this guy or make pop songs and all this other stuff when you're supposed to be the best rapper. Mm-hmm. And then when it comes to rap, like, oh, he got some bars for you, don't get me wrong, but it's just like where is the I guess it's like, how does Drake's success push the culture forward where I feel like others have made sacrifices for that?
That's a good question. And honestly, what it seems like Drake is the best at is just staying relevant. Like, whatever the trend is at the time, whatever is going to keep him in the spotlight positively, that's what he's the best at. Like, when people were making videos that go viral, he did God's Plan, right? Yep. When people were chasing the TikTok hit, he did the
I know exactly what you're talking about. Kiki, do you love
me? Yeah, oh my God, the Shiggy thing, and Shiggy probably saved him in that moment because I don't think nobody was really.
We were trashing the album.
But come on, man. And then the other one, the light switch thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Nonstop. Yeah.
So that's what the Drake has been the best at. Like in I'm gonna say the last 7, 8, 9 years, and this is all after his tremendous run of hits, right? Being on the charts the entire decade and shit like that, right? Yeah. So even after that, he's been able to again keep up with the times. This is what Drake is the best at. Even today, right now with Mos Def, like he did it. Even right before Mos Def, he was having issues with Metro Boomin. Sat down in front of his pool and made a video about tweeters and deleters because Metro Boomin tweeted something about Drake and then deleted it. Like, this is what Drake is the best at, and Drake may not have said anything directly to Mos Def yet. But it'll be
a slick line in one of these songs.
Something
later.
Is coming for sure.
Yeah, he's not gonna try to rap with Mos, and then Mos Def's not gonna rap back. So it's not. It'll be like just throw your line in the song, and we'll keep this shit moving.
And then he gonna find another way to go viral off of a video.
But let's just say this: two things can be true. That outfit is wild, but what he said was true too.
For sure. Listen, I'm sorry, but this outfit is hideous.
But I think it's really like some religious stuff. You look up like I think it starts with an I. I forgot the name of it, but that is a religious garment that Muslims wear.
The bottom.
The bottom.
Okay, got you. Well,
it starts with an I. I mean, to the listeners of OS, they just love to argue with me. Just just research it.
Look it up, and then hit the comments. Let us know.
Right. But hey, man, let's try this on, man. Another fucked up music topic. Taylor Swift has been granted permission to remix none other than Swag Surf by Fast Life Youngsters. Johnny, what you got to say about that?
How dare they greenlight this shit doing Black History Month? How dare they? How dare you? How dare you?
It can be Black History Month, Latino History Month,
Women's History Month,
any month.
That's what it is. It was. Yeah.
But no, I hear you though.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's insane. We saw that unseasoned, unhinged swag surf that they did.
They were doing mosh pit activities.
They were doing.
That was not
mosh surfing.
Mosh pit activities. They weren't even to surf.
I just
jumping around with each other.
I don't know, man. That it's insane. It's insane, but it's also insane how something that we've the community, the black community, black culture, hip hop culture, something that we've been doing since 06, like
08.
This is almost 20 years later. We've been swag surfing, right? Listen, we have to. Our people that didn't go to school in the South, we had to teach them. You got to start slow, go fast. Like this, it's a tutorial, right?
Yep.
We've seen it almost 20 years. It takes one time at an NFL game for white people to do this, and now this shit is on USA Today. That's nuts. That's insane. I don't like it. This is why we need gatekeeping.
Listen, I've been off of it for years.
Yeah, this is true.
I've been trashing swag surf for years because of shit like this. I felt it deep down in my spirit that this was gonna happen, and now look at us. Y'all just had to keep doing it at the barbecues. Y'all just had to keep it was cool at homecomings, right? But y'all had to keep doing it at brunches. Y'all had to keep this shit going.
This is the result of them allowing PWIs to do it. This is the result of that. This is the result of, and again, no disrespect to black people that went to PWIs because
stand on business.
Like, get your education, wherever you want to go, it's cool. But y'all wanting to have the HBCU experience at a PWI and y'all doing this around them, allowing them to do this at these SEC basketball games and football games, has translated to Taylor Swift knowing about this and doing it with what's Patrick Mahomes' wife's name? Doing it with Patrick Mahomes' wife in the damn in the skybox. And now we have to deal with this. Now we got to deal with a remix of Swag Surf, a Negro spiritual anthem in the year of our Lord 2024 during Black History Month, and now we got to deal with Taylor Swift remixing this shit.
Well, she hasn't said it, so I'll say that, right?
No, the fact that it was even a headline, the fact that Fast Life Youngsters are allowing this to happen, or whoever gave the green light.
I am surprised that they even have ownership of that song. I'll be quite honest.
True, but we ain't doing that right now.
Okay.
We ain't doing that right now.
The bigger picture, all right, cool. You're right.
So, with that being said,
Jesus Christ. I thought I had more smoke for this. You clearly had it.
It just kind of jumped out.
I told you. When you sent it to me, bro. When you sent it, I was like, Johnny's trying to get me wild on the pod. I was like, why would he do this? Because I already have a vendetta against the song.
I know.
I never want to hear the song again, ever.
And lowest of keys is kind of why I put it on there. That's kind of why I put it on there. And like me, I'm going on.
But see, right. But this is the thing, though. It's like, you didn't allow. I understand why you didn't give it to Lil Wayne at the time, because that was like right after y'all just made the song. Yeah. So I'm not gonna let Lil Wayne, unless you put a verse on
ours. We gotta go first, and then Lil Wayne rap after us.
Exactly.
Yes.
So where we still have ownership of the song. So I understand why you didn't greenlight with Lil Wayne. That's not a song that needs to be remade or remixed.
True.
Like it's fine the way it is.
Yep.
And the other part that I kind of like dislike about it is like, why Taylor Swift? Like,
She just
and I can see someone using the retort of Beyonce using Frankie Beverly and Maze Before I Let Go. Right now, that was a Negro spiritual. It's still a Negro spiritual. We still prefer the original over what Beyonce did. But Beyonce using it is fine because she's black. And I'll say it like that.
That's it.
And maybe that song has taken on a new life with other people, maybe the younger generation or, you know, the reach that Beyonce has, they can enjoy that song. You know what I'm saying? That's fine.
And I like that too because it extends what that song is for our community.
Exactly. And then this is the other part too. Like, I'm pretty sure Beyonce gave a generous part of that song to the originals, to the state, whoever owns the song. If it's Frankie Beverly, Maze, anybody, their kids, their grandkids, whoever owns it, I'm pretty sure they got a generous part of it.
I feel that.
Because all she did was sped it up and put some ooh la la's at toward the end. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's funny. So I just said all of that, and I do kind of understand it from Fast Like Youngster's perspective, though. I get it. I get why they're doing it. The money. Is it nasty? It's absolutely nasty.
To the highest. Like, this is the thing. She don't even want the goddamn song.
She don't.
Like, you just. Oh my God!
See, come on, come on. Let's jump in with me. Hey, with me.
She don't even want the song, man. She don't even want it. Like, that's the thing. It's like we didn't know Beyonce wanted it before I let you go, but it's fine. She got it. Cool.
Bro, I am not trying to hear Swag Surf over some fucking guitars. I'm not. I don't want to hear that. I don't. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, but still. Anyway, all right, let's move on. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
All right, let's see. Well, since we're still in our music bag, UMG, Universal Music Group, has failed to reach another agreement with TikTok where they may pull all their artists and their music off of TikTok. Johnny, what you gotta say for that, bro?
So I think as of today, I think it went through. Like I think it happened. Like I've been trying to
fix the deal.
I think UMG pulled the music off. I've been trying to follow this the last few days.
Yeah.
But essentially it's like it's a money thing. So UMG, Universal Music Group, which owns like most of the music industry. Yeah, right. So they had some type of agreement to license the music to TikTok, and I think the contract has expired and they didn't want to re-up under UMG's terms. So I think the contract is terminated, right? And essentially UMG is really just trying to strong on TikTok. Hey, we're the ones that have the music, the content, everything that is making your app popular. So you need to pay us what we want, right? Which is kind of crazy because I feel like that's the same thing the artist should be doing to the labels, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. Yeah. So I really wanted to ask you, do you think with this happening, with UMG pulling the music, do you think that's going to be like, I don't want to say the death of TikTok, but do you think it'll slow down TikTok's run?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they use a lot of music.
Okay.
You know, like the music is very, very popular as to content creation. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Like when it comes to certain sounds and things like that. Now, unless you got your own original music and beats, cook your food. But if you're talking about using, because like this, I watch travel blogs on there, right, all the time. It gives me inspiration for when I want to, go places.
For sure.
They might use, I'm going to use Jack Harlow, right? They'll use the most recent single as like background music and use the vocals.
Yep.
I mean, not his vocals, but they'll do a voiceover over the beat. So if that's not licensed on TikTok, your video audio gets taken away. So that means you either do another video with original music or something that's, not as popular because it's not a trending sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. And then even to take it a step further, right? Think about artist songs, right? JID Surround Sound.
Yes.
That song came out at this point 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Now, again, when the album came out, album was fire, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that TikTok, an app where I don't even know how the song got viral again, but
you know why? Ceiling challenge.
But this is the thing, though. The ceiling challenge, as we know, was not the original ceiling challenge. That's the thing. It wasn't the original. But anyway.
Well, I appreciate it.
No. I mean, facts, but still.
Okay.
So artists like JID who have been able to find new life in old music that they put out has been great for their career, right?
Absolutely.
I think Surround Sound hit like #1 on the hip hop charts at some point last year because of TikTok.
Yeah.
So now that that's being taken away, that takes away a lot more from the artists because the labels already aren't paying them the way they should be.
Absolutely.
And of course, we know TikTok isn't because they ain't really trying to pay UMG either.
Yeah.
So the fact that now you have taken away another platform where an artist could potentially make more revenue for themselves is insane.
Well, I mean, think about it like this. I'm gonna use another example, like Cheryl Lynn Encore.
Okay,
had a resurgence because of TikTok.
See,
she getting her money because of that, right? And I'm not sure. But this is the thing: these are $2 billion companies arguing over not pennies, but who gets a bigger slice of the pie, where the artists songwriters are gonna be left out in the cold, which is quite unfortunate. And that's kind of like how I feel about it. It's like okay, I guess, but the persons that really should benefit from this are not going to. So that's kind of like where I'm just like, okay,
that's true.
Cool. You know, TikTok can go away tomorrow. I wouldn't bat an eyelash.
Same.
Cool.
Look, I told you I just posted my first one today. So, and I've had the app since 2020. So, like to me it doesn't matter. But there are a lot of people who are on TikTok, and that make money from doing videos with this music in the background.
Yep.
So it's like it seems as if the well is going to run dry. So let me ask you, do you think the contract gets rekindled at some point this year? Like, do you think TikTok goes back and gets the music?
Yeah. I think it'll be like Sony and Marvel playing nice because they understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Let's try this out before we get to the Sony Marvel talk. Issa Rae came out and says Black shows cancellations have her considering the indie route. Now, I think there's a direct quote that Johnny will probably get to.
Let me see if I can find it.
It's right there in the title.
Oh, yes. Issa said, you're seeing very clearly our stories are less of a priority. And I think I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about this when After Rap Shit was canceled after season 2, and they did like I seen some posts of black shows that they should reconsider bringing back after being canceled. Soufside was one of them. Lovecraft Country was another one. I don't know, bro. It just seems like, do these shows make enough dollars and cents for them to keep them around, or are we just asking and begging them to provide content that looks like us just for them to take it away? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does it really make money? Because at the end of the day, these shows have to make money. Agreed.
And I mean, that is actually a really good point. I was kind of looking at it from Issa's standpoint, right? Like she has this IP, right?
Oh, I always agree with Issa. No, I got you.
Yeah.
I always agree with her. I'm just asking, general questions.
Right. That's funny. Because I mean, you're right. Are these properties going to make, wherever they're housed, are they going to make the house money?
Yes.
And that, I mean, that's really the bottom line. But sometimes it does seem as if these streaming services manipulate numbers so they can take things off of the air. Now, I know last time we talked about this, or at least I was trying to compare it to like the chatter that I see about the Power Universe shows, right? Yeah. Because I see people are on it every week. Oh, Kanan back. I'm about to watch it tonight, and some people get on there and spoil it and shit. I really didn't see that type of response to rap shit, right? Now, there were people watching it for sure, but it wasn't, oh, it's Thursday, it's rap shit night, we got to get to it and watch it.
Well, this is the thing, right? When shows don't have, I mean, rap shit had a designated night. I think it was Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah. Maybe it's the day. I don't know. Powers come out on Fridays. So, okay. I mean, maybe that's the thing. And then, I'm comparing 2 great nights of TV, which are Friday and Sundays. Because Insecure was Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and I hate to keep pulling out the white shows, but Game of Thrones, Succession, Last of Us were all Sunday shows. Yeah. So, all your attention is there after the football games. And then a lot of these are off football season, too. Like, Succession was, before football, I think. Last of Us was before football.
No, that's
like
that's
you got to
that's
think
a great
about.
point.
You got to think about what you're up against.
Okay, now that is a great point because football was on Thursdays as well.
Yep.
So all right,
And then I mean, as trash as Thursday night football is.
I mean,
it's on Amazon Prime,
right? But people still watch it.
But like Sunday night, like because it ain't shit going on Sunday night for HBO right now because you know why? Football's on.
Yep.
But when football is over,
some coming back.
something coming back.
Something coming back. Damn, that's great.
Like Game of Thrones will be right there in the middle of the summer. Ain't nothing going on.
But okay, so
like House of Dragon. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's coming back in the summer.
So to that point, why not try these specific these black shows? Why not premiere them during the football and basketball off season, and at least let them have a shot at better ratings?
Yeah. Well, some shows are just gonna be that, right? Like, I mean, your content has to be your content, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we use the Emmy argument, hoping that Emmys and Golden Globes could save these shows if they had nominations. Well, hell, power is always on. Power never ends. That's the hashtag. that shit just always on. And nobody. That's on during football. Ain't nobody, but it's on Fridays though. So it's just like I think it's your day. I think it's your time slot. Power had a built-in fan base just off the strength of the regular show,
Of course.
and that's the strength and the fact that there was no real break in between the regular show and what the spinoffs became to be. So it's like once one spinoff is started, the next one is coming right after that, and then the next one right after that. So there's seemingly no break. So at least that's what Power has working for itself.
Shout out to 50 on that too.
Oh no, that's like because BMF like season 3 comes right after. It's like March 1st. Like the Kanan season ends next week.
That's crazy. I love it though.
So you got 3 weeks off and then boom.
So as far as going the indie route, real quick, like, do you think that would help some of these shows?
Well, yes and no, because you're an artist, you want your shit to be seen. So how big is this indie platform going to be? Like it's kind of like indie movies, right? Like they hit at the Sundance Festival, but you want your shit in the theater though, right?
My shit on the
I'm listen, indie is cool, but Queen Issa has proven that has been able to do indie. It's just more footwork, right? Because like I think when it comes to the major label, they have their advertising. It's kind of like the regular industry, right? We still have your advertising budget. You're going to be doing this. They take care of this. All you have to do is produce the show. But when you have to do both, but I'm confident in what she's been able to do, even though these shows have been canceled. I think that she'll be able to provide platforms and still be able to give good content. Like you said, I think she just make her own app, her own network at this point.
I know, but
I know it's easier said than done, but
even with that, right? Let's just say she does go the route of making Hooray app, where she houses all of her. That's
what's
the name of her media company?
No. But what's the name of the app that Lawrence made on the show? Is
woo woo. No, because if she actually made an app and called it that would be fire.
That would be.
Hey, that's brand recognition. That's fire. So anyway, okay, let's just say she made Woo Woo, right?
Yep.
And it houses all of Hooray Media's podcast shows, all that.
Yeah.
Super fire.
Well, she can do that because look at a lesser known person that's of Issa Rae, but he does the same thing. Kev on stage.
So right, but even if Issa Rae was to pursue this, which maybe she is, I don't know. I don't think it would have the fan. I still don't think it would have the fanfare that it should. That it deserves.
Right?
That it deserves.
Because for whatever you want to say, Insecure is one of HBO's best shows in the past. Let's say, 10 years.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So
for sure,
the fact that you had one of those in your back pocket, that's always something you can lay your head on.
Yep.
So look at what I produced here. She's always going to eat off of that.
Yep.
And then it was a big deal when that shit went over to Netflix.
Oh man, what?
So I'm pretty sure she got more money.
A bunch of people rewatched.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping happened to Rap Shit.
But just kind of picking back into at least that level of conversation, then we can get, to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that these shows are able to find their space. We're able to still tell our stories the way that we want to tell them. I know that's a fight that black creators are still having with Hollywood, which is still quite unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
We just want the same playing field as the white shows, or well, other shows.
Other show, yeah.
Other shows. I don't want to say white.
We'll say other.
We'll say other.
The others.
But yeah, man, let's talk about this blurred topic, blurred segment, man.
Yes, sir.
Spider-Man 4 plot leaks have started to come out. Johnny, we have some beef in these comic book streets. Sony wants to do another multiverse film where the MCU would like to do something that's a little bit more ground level, pretty much making a ground level type Civil War type situation where Kingpin will definitely be the villain in that Spider-Man, or at least the Thanos of that situation. So Johnny, just like, what do you think about just the beef over Spider-Man and the direction of the next film?
I think I could understand why Sony would want to continue the multiversal plot. I think it benefits them more, right? Just from licensing agreements, things that they can connect to their own Spider-Verse movies that Spider-Man's never in. Like, so I get it from their perspective, but I think it only makes sense for Spider-Man 4 in particular to be more ground level, because if we all remember, nobody knows who the hell Spider-Man is now because of the spell that Doctor Strange casted at the end of No Way Home.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense. And I actually think you and I talked about this after No Way Home. Like, Spider-Man 4 needs to be more grounded. Like, it needs to be, because the whole Spider-Man lore in the MCU has been reset. Like, yeah, he fought in Infinity War. He fought in Endgame. Like, yes, but all that's over now, and this is a self-contained Spider-Man story. There is no Doctor Strange. There is no Iron Man. There is no Avengers to come to his aid. This is only strictly Spider-Man because none of them know him now.
Yeah.
So it has to be ground level.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
I actually like the idea of it being ground level because the MCU does need a reset. And if you could use a flagship character as Spider-Man to kind of give people hope, to kind of let that be your Iron Man of the situation moving forward.
Absolutely.
You can introduce some of the better villains that he has. Like, you can, maybe throw a Doc Ock, maybe throw, I know Kingpin's gonna be the top guy, but other characters, like, I know you know them more than me, but it's just like he has a great rogue gallery of villains. So let's try to explore that, right? And like, we're tired of multiverse stuff. So hopefully Sony hears this, intern or higher up, whatever,
Whoever.
Don't do it. Like, don't do it, because we're tired of multiverse. It never really worked. We still got to figure that out in Doctor Strange real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, it's still a lot of unraveling in the MCU that they have to do. But I know y'all want to shoehorn, Spider-Man into the universe with Morbius and Venom and Kraven the Hunter. I told y'all what's going to happen if y'all put Tom Holland in that universe. He's going to get the brakes beat off of him. I know it.
They ain't for play over there.
No. That boy Kraven. That boy Kraven is on that boy line. If he get him like this. So listen, y'all better create Kraven in the MCU, because that Kraven,
water him down.
Man, what? On his line.
That man was hunting lions. That's
exactly.
Crazy.
No, Spider-Man.
Oh, that's light. That's light.
Man, what?
That's light. No,
I still stand on that one. But no, I mean, it's interesting that they're having this quarrel. I would really like it to go Marvel's way in this, because Sony has proven that they haven't been able to make good films. No,
that's true. That is absolutely true. And again, it only makes sense. The first Spider-Man trilogy, first of all, was woven perfectly into the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though we had 3 standalone Spider-Man films, right? Mm-hmm. And with the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, fitting into the multiversal plot, but also at the end of the movie, pretty much relieving Spider-Man of his multiversal duties, at least in the moment, right? Mm-hmm. So at least for Spider-Man 4, this absolutely needs to be a grounded movie. And I think we've come to learn that the MCU does well with grounded films. Like, all these cosmic space joints, they can be hit or miss, which are more misses than hits. So yeah, we need a more grounded film.
And we need to point out the fact that even though the Vulture and Mysterio are villains of Spider-Man, they were really like Tony Stark, like rejects. You know,
yeah.
But, I wouldn't say that, but it was just like they got their tech from Tony Stark, so that's how they became the villains.
Mysterio was a Tony Stark reject.
When Vulture like that?
The Vulture,
where did he get his wings from?
He got his Vulture got his tech from cleaning up after the aftermath of the Battle of New York. So it was stolen tech basically. Okay. Now and
I thought it came from Stark. That's why I was just
no, it came from some of it did, and then some came from the Chitauri because they gathered all of the stuff that they found after the battle. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it's just like you don't want that to be a part of his story moving forward.
Man,
let's rid ourselves.
This is a self-contained Spider-Man story. That's it. I don't want to see no Avengers. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see this man crawling on walls, fighting Kingpin, punching people. That's what I want to see. Swinging.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then Kingpin to be, the person he see in 6. You know
like
because they have a perfect casting with Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio,
killing it.
That guy as Kingpin.
Time out. Did you ever finish Echo?
Man, let me. Okay.
Wait, we got to come on.
Okay, listen. I watched it, right? And this is the thing when I'm watching shows, right? I like to tune out and then tune back in. But this is the problem that I have, right? The main protagonist of the show is deaf, so I be missing stuff when she talking in sign language.
Yeah, you got it.
So they be having like whole conversations.
You missed the whole plot.
I done missed the later minute.
You don't even know what this episode about.
So listen, bro. I won't say it was trash.
You can't say it because you missed major plot points.
But it was alright. Like this is the thing that if we get into what I enjoyed about it, right? The Daredevil cameo was cool. Mm-hmm. The fight choreography was kind of like sloppy all over. I enjoyed Kingpin and her like relationship. I wish they would have explored that more. Yeah. And I felt like the ancestry bit, it was good, but it never really it didn't come to anything.
That was my only gripe with it, honestly. Like the whole ancestral lineage. Yeah, it was just weird. And then I didn't even realize till after I finished the series, each episode was named after each ancestor. I didn't even realize that. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, that was tangent. My fault.
Yeah, that was our Echo review.
Right.
Clearly, we have reached the end of our docket. Johnny, what you got for him, bro?
Hey man, if you are on YouTube, first of all, thank you. Hit the comment section because I want to know what y'all think about the whole swag surf thing. I really do. And then all the other topics that we discussed.
Exactly.
Man, yeah. So hit the like button,
yes, sir.
Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell,
Ding.
And we'll be back next week. Now, if you're on audio,
song of the week, song of the week,
what
song
time
of the week.
It is. OS song of the week. Let me plug in here. Pick up my app. So
you are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.